The strict routine is the pivotal part of petticoating a boy. They need specific meal times, bath times, and bedtimes. A specific time of day that they're permitted to play, read, and indulge in their hobbies. Yes, Auntie. Valerie replied. They also need to show the utmost respect to their elders and betters at all times, and I can't help but notice that you're already being sloppy. I'm sorry. Valerie politely quizzed. He needs to address you as Mummy every time he addresses you, not just some of the time but all of the time. Martha stated. He may not enjoy playing the games he's given to play, but he needs to learn to keep his displeasure to himself. If he says he doesn't like something or feels something isn't fair, you mustn't indulge him. He has to learn to put up and shut up, and if he can't, then you'll have to teach him a lesson by putting him back in daytime nappies so he can stew in his own juices. It's the only way they learn, and I don't want Isabel's hard work being undone by your leniency. Do you understand? Valerie gulped. Yes, Auntie, she said. If I have to send a nanny, I shall. Martha stated. And she'll be as much in charge of you as she is the boy. Valerie's aunt warned. That won't be necessary, Aunt Martha. Valerie replied, although the level of strictness that her aunt is demanding, she's not sure she can deliver. At that moment, David appeared in the doorway with Isabel behind him. He wears a crisp white pinafore over his green gingham dress. Take a seat next to your Aunt, David. Yes, Nanny. The boy timidly said. David took his seat and Martha asked to see his hands. After inspecting them front and back, she gave Isabel a nod and she proceeded to serve the tea. David sat bolt upright the whole time. He said please and thank you and always addressed either his aunt or nanny properly whenever they spoke to him. His table manners were impeccable, but David appeared far from relaxed. Neither did his mother for that matter. David was given half a scone topped with jam and cream, but before tucking into it, he took his napkin in one hand and dabbed the corners of his mouth after every bite. Are you enjoying your scone, David? His mother asked. Yes, thank you, Mummy. He politely replied. Good. Valerie said. I hope your table manners are as good as this when we return home. She said. Yes, Mummy. He said. After eating, David was sent to wash his hands. Valerie began to clear the table. Oh, leave those. That's what Isabel's for. Martha told her. David returned and Aunt Martha checked his hands. Right. Said Martha, glancing at the time. I suppose I'd best order you a taxi. Valerie's eyes turned toward the clock. It's 3:40 p.m. Yes, I suppose. Valerie replied. Are you looking forward to going home, David? Yes, Mummy, he obediently replied. His mother smiled, hoping that he wouldn't be too disappointed with what awaited him. Now it's a long journey, David, so you'd best go and change. Martha instructed. The boy's face dropped. Yes, Auntie, he mournfully replied. And ask Nanny to gather your things. Martha told him. You can choose yourself a dolly to take home with you. Oh. And don't forget your door plaque. You'll need that for your bedroom door at home, she added. Yes, Auntie. Thank you. David half-heartedly replied, before turning and leaving.